Hey guys, this is Zach from Say What Zach here, doing the review for tonight's games, which is Wednesday, December 4th. It was 4 pretty decent games. I'd say only one of them was a little lopsided, but overall it was pretty good hockey tonight. It was a lot better than a few nights ago where it was very blah. But anyways, getting right into the first game here. The Avalanche taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. First things first, Mitch Marner is back, so that's good news for Toronto. Happy to see that because I have him again in both my fantasy teams, so happy to see Marner's back. There's a big save by Anderson, tip by Rantanen in the first period there. There was a 2-on-1 blown by the Leafs. They had a 2-on-1, they blew it, couldn't get a shot. I don't think they got a shot on it. It was just like, oh, how could you waste that? The Toronto Maple Leafs did do a Kadri tribute video for his first game back in Toronto since he got traded to Colorado. That was really nice to see. Really, really good job for the Toronto Maple Leafs for doing that. Cale Makar, definitely has to be Rookie of the Year. He 2 times in this game, he went from like end to end, blowing through all the defense and getting a chance on net. Like 2 different times he did it, no problem. I can't believe he's a rookie. So people, again, you should watch this kid if you haven't watched him before. Physical play picking up. It was game again. You could tell both these teams wanted one of these points badly. About 13 minutes in, there was a lot more hitting, a lot more checking. You can tell again, it was just picking up. The players picking up. They put Matthews and Marner back on the same line. They got some awesome chances. You could just tell like these 2 players are very highly skilled. It was amazing to watch these 2. I love watching those 2 play. Good back and forth between the 2 teams. Again, both of them, you can tell they needed this win. Like Toronto needed to come back from that 6-1 loss to Philly last night, and Colorado needs to try and keep pace with Dallas and Winnipeg right now. So it was one of those games where I was really happy that this is one of the 4 games because it was one I really wanted to watch. Second period, Grubauer, he made a big save on Alexander Nylander. He gets in tight, shoots a great save by Nylander for Grubauer. And then Grubauer robs John Tavares right after that, tight and tight. He gets out front, shoots it. Again, great save from Grubauer. Anderson stops Shushkin with a toe save off the skate. So he sticks the skate out and tips it just wide of the net. It was an awesome save. That was about 8 minutes into the second period. Avalanche hit the post, just missing the goal. That was also about 8 minutes in, so there's a lot of pressure from the Avalanche. About 8 minutes into this period, the Avalanche are pushing hard. The Avs got the power play. 10 minutes in, McKinnon scores, showing that the big boys were coming out to play for Colorado. Makar was making some noise. Rantanen was making some noise. McKinnon getting some points. You could tell that, again, like the big players that had come out to play for these 2 teams and Colorado's came out more than Toronto's. And his shot was like a nice snapshot right over Anderson's shoulder, hits the crossbar, goes in. Beautiful goal. I'm sure they'll have highlights of it around. If you check on social media, I'm sure you'll see highlights of it. McKinnon, I didn't know this either. He trained with Crosby in the offseason. I did not know that. So apparently he started training with him a couple years ago, and since then his production's picked up and everything. So kind of segues into the next game. But I did not know he trained with Crosby in the offseason. I guess they're from the same hometown. Did not know that. So that was kind of cool to find out. Nice little fun fact in there. And Grubauer was shutting the door. Like Philip Grubauer was playing amazing against the Toronto team. Was not giving them an inch in this game. Again, Kadri was very noticeable in this game. He was involved. Andreas Janssen did a blocked shot off the skate. He left. He didn't return in this third period. So he left in the second, didn't come back in the third. So make it Mitchell hurt a bit, but maybe losing Andreas Janssen. So fun times in Toronto again, right? And losing 2 games in a row. Great times. Third period, Muzzin gets a high-sticking penalty 20 seconds into the game. It's a 4-minute double minor for the Toronto Maple Leafs, so 4-minute power play for the Avalanche. Anderson makes a great save, and the Leafs got 2 shorthanded chances on that 4-minute double minor. They kill it off. Then the Leafs got a power play right after they kill off the double minor, which is like, okay, nice, you got some momentum, you killed off the double minor, get a couple of chances, start getting the momentum going, and there was a shorthanded goal for the Avalanche. Avalanche gets a shorthanded goal, completely decimating any hope that the Toronto Maple Leafs had in this game. It was just like, there was such a backbreaker to have that great momentum and let a shorthanded goal in. And what happened was like Spezza broke his stick on a shot, and when he was trying to go to the bench, the puck came over to him, and he tried to play it and kind of blocked out Morgan Riley Nishushkin, I can't say his name very well. Came over, took it, and got a breakaway and scored. It was just like, wow, like horrible breaks left and right for Toronto in that play. So that was horrible. And it was his first career shorthanded goal for Nishushkin. Blah, 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 blah. Nishushkin. I'm gonna learn how to say his name one day. The Leafs pushed hard 17 minutes in. They pulled the goalie 18 minutes in, and then the Leafs allow a short empty net goal. It was just, yeah, it was another backbreaking loss for the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are desperately trying to stay relevant and make the playoffs right now. And I'm going to be posting my playoff predictions for the month of November tomorrow, so you'll see them. They pulled the goalie again, but down 3-1, and Marner made an awesome save on an empty net. Like, he stood there and blocked it. It was awesome. So I was like, again, I wish I would have Marner in both my fantasy teams tonight. I forgot to activate him off the one. He would have got another block shot, but whatever. So anyways, your final, 3-1 for Colorado, who moves to 14-12-4 in the season. Toronto drops to 16-9-2. Scoring plays with McKinnon at 10:52 in the second from Rantanen and Makar, who, surprised, you got three big boys scoring right there. Zach Hyman at 12:42 in the second from Kerfoot and Ceci. Then Nishushkin, which was a shorthanded goal at 6:40 of the third, unassisted. Then Donskoy, 18:41 of the third from Calvert and McKinnon. So McKinnon again, 2-point night. Congratulations. Shots on goal were 30-39 for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but the Colorado Avalanche obviously win this game. Yeah, so again, another big loss for Toronto. I'm not really sure. I've heard the rumors about them trying to get a goalie, another backup for Anderson. We'll see. I don't know, because they played Anderson both last night and tonight, so they're going to wear him out if they keep doing that. And not winning on top of that is not going to be a good recipe for playoffs and possibly a cup. So anyways, going to the second game of the night, which was a big one. This is one that I've wore the jerseys for, wearing hat and jersey for again. Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the St. Louis Blues. This was a very good game to watch as well. It was a good statement game for the Penguins, who are very injury damaged and prone right now. They have, I think, 5 forwards and 3 defensemen they set out right now. So they're missing some talent. And they showed right now that it doesn't matter that they're missing stuff. They're holding on. So the Penguins score 39 seconds into the game. They're getting traffic in front of Bennington right off the bat. Like, you tell, like, they were getting people in front, tipping things, blocking his view, doing a good job of disrupting Bennington. The Blues got a power play 8 minutes in. Gensel for hooking. The Pens kill it. Jari was standing tall. He was doing great this whole game. I didn't look at the stars, but he definitely should have got one of the top stars of the game. But yeah. Justin Falk hit Galchenyuk into the boards hard in the period 2. He nailed him to the boards really hard and felt like Gensel hit his back. I think he continued playing. Oh, but Galchenyuk did keep playing because he does get a goal later on. And second period, 10 shots to 2 for the Blues, 8 minutes in. Jari, again, he should definitely get a star for this game. If he doesn't, it's a shame if he didn't. There was a power play for the Pens, 8 minutes in. Blues killed it. Another power play for the Pens, 11 minutes in. The Blues killed that. There was a lot of power plays like continuously throughout the game, and nobody was scoring the power play. Blues get another power play. The Pens killed it. The Pens had really good sticks and lanes. Like, they were putting the sticks out in the lanes, blocking shots, tipping things wide, helping out Jari as much as they could. Penguins hit post 19 minutes in. Penguins, it was a great shift after the penalty kill. They just had a great shift. They hit the post. It was just really good overall. Yeah, a play for the Penguins. And then the Penguins scored in the last minute of the period. It was like, I think it was like 30 seconds in or something like that. The Penguins scored, and yeah. Again, one of those dreaded last minute goals for the Penguins. Hey guys. Hey Wops. Hey buddy. Yeah, I know you're hungry. I'll feed you after the video, okay? First goal, so it was Nosen, which you'll see up here. It was his first goal being called for this first game as a Penguin, so that was pretty cool. Power play for the Blues lasts 11 seconds of the period, so the Blues start the third period with a power play. Penguins surprise kill it. Big save by Bennington, 2.5 minutes in to keep it 2-0 for the Penguins, trying to keep this team in it. Galchenyuk breaks through defense and he scores. Again, Galchenyuk, he does come back and scores a big goal for them. Bennington robs Simone with a pad on the goal line, 7 minutes in. Simon he was just snake bitten tonight. There was like 3 or 4 chances he had, and he didn't score on any of them. It was just, yeah, that was rough for him. Yeah. Let's see here. There's a 3-on-1 for the Penguins, and Binnington saves it from being 4-0 at that point. Yeah, it was just, again, it was a very good game for the Penguins. They showed that they could hang with the big boys even when they were there. They're missing half their team. There was, the power play is clicking because Stanford for the Blues went off for cross-checking. Blues killed that one. The Blues pulled the goalie with 5 minutes left in the period, which I thought was a little weird because they were already down by a lot. Why did you pull the goalie? The Blues score but move off. Oh, but it was waved off. Sorry, I'm trying to read my notes. It was a lot of stuff trying to cram in at the bottom. That happened with the later game too. It was like a lot of crap happening in the last few minutes of the period. So I'm trying to cram in all the notes. But yeah, so they scored, but they waved it off for goal interference. The Blues challenged it. They said it was goal interference, so the goal didn't count, and the Blues got a penalty for it because they challenged it, which is the new rule this year. The Blues killed that penalty. They pulled the goalie again at 17 minutes. And then the Penguins power play. Oh, sorry. So the Blues got a pulled the goalie. Then the Penguins get a power play. Nobody gets it. They pushed for that last goal that they didn't need it. It was just, again, pretty much just it was a very good game for the Penguins in this game. They showed that they could hang with them even with injuries. So the final is 3-0 for the Penguins. Jari gets a shutout against the Blues. Your score, so the Penguins moved to 15-9-4. The Blues are now 18-6-6. Scoring plays, you got Bluger, 39 seconds into the first from Pettersson and Tanev. Nosen, 19 minutes and 20 seconds into the second from McCain and Cahoon. And then Galchenyuk, 4:59 of the third from Lafferty. So your shots on net, 33 shots for the Penguins to 28 for the Blues. And again, Penguins win this one in very convincing fashion. So good on the Penguins for sticking it out even with half their team out. So moving on to the third game of the night, which again I caught good chunk of all these. They were all really nicely spread out. I liked it. I could take good notes on almost every single one of these games. I missed like a hair bit of like beginnings of certain games or certain periods depending, but overall I was able to watch most of it. So next one, Ottawa Senators taking on the Edmonton Oilers. This was a big one. Oilers were testing Anderson early because Craig Anderson, plays for Ottawa, had missed a few games due to an injury, so it was his first game back, so they tested him early, often 10 shots in the first 6 minutes of the game. Nemesnikov got a penalty on McDavid for slashing, where the McDavid cut through all 5 of the Senators, and Nemesnikov had to hook him, had to slash him just to stop him. So the Oilers get a power play, didn't get anything on it. Anderson made a save 10 minutes in, which is, I believe, on the power play, which was a great save. Good puck move for the Oilers, and the Senators obviously kill a penalty. So that was very impressive for the Senators to be able to shut down McDavid and Draisaitl. It was a 2-on-0 right in front of Anderson. The Senators checked to make sure it wasn't on the side. Oh, that's right. So the first goal of the game was controversial. The Senators checked to see if it was, because it was like a 2-on-0, they scored on it. But then the Senators challenged to see if it was offsides. They determined it was not offsides. So the Senators went down a goal and got a penalty for challenging it. So again, 2 of those back-to-back where the new rule sets in where they got challenged and didn't get proven wrong, so they got the penalty. So that was interesting to see twice. Let's see here. Where are we at here? So yeah, that was about 60 minutes into the period for that one, so it was 1-0 at that point. Second period, 2-on-1 for the Senators, but failed to connect, so they didn't even get a shot on that 2-on-1 opportunity. Nick Paul for the Senators wasn't back on the bench, so I'm not really sure if he made it back on the net into the game or not. I'm not really sure. Brady Tkachuk's playing his 100th game tonight. The Senators scored 2 times within 12 seconds of each other, so they took a 2-1 lead very quickly at like 1-2, and it was just wow. Like, okay, the Senators, where'd that come from? So they definitely are making up for that loss they had last night to Vancouver. See, Darnell Nurse, so Costner made a save, Mike Smith made a save. I think it was Mike Smith, because they pulled, no, this isn't yet. So Koskinen needed to save that second shot. The second goal he allowed he should have stopped it. It was just a straight on shot, just didn't save it. And then he's made another save, and the puck was just laying in the crease, and Darnell Nurse got it and took it out, and luckily didn't. So he saved a goal, so they didn't go down 3-1. That was a good save. And then they scored again. The Senators scored to make it 3-1 later on. They pulled Koskinen, put Mike Smith in, who's coming back from his injury. And this is the first time Koskinen had been pulled all season. So it was his first time having to get the hook all season. Oilers got power play. The Senators killed it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The third period, there was a broken play, leads the Senators 4-2 goal. So there was a broken play where Clefbaum was supposed to do something, missed it, and it was just it was just a broken play. Senators took advantage of it. The Senators did that all night. They took advantage of every opportunity they had against these Oilers right now. Trying to think, Smith. So 9 minutes in, Smith stops the puck. The referees checked to see because it was right on the goal line. It was a Ray Kachuk chance. They checked it. They said it wasn't in. So I think that was also, there was no challenge here. So the Senators did not challenge this one. I can't remember if there was another one. So the Senators didn't challenge. So Smith made the save on Brady Kachuk. They checked to make sure it didn't cross the line, but it did not. So no goal. Moved on from that. The end of this game was chaotic. So I'm going to try and deduce everything because I was writing it all down because it was happening like within the last 2 minutes of 2.5 minutes of this game. So the Oilers went on to a power play, 15 minutes left in the period, which is Chabot for tripping. Then Draisaitl got a penalty making it 4-on-4 for holding. And then the Oilers went back onto the power play from Zaitsev for hooking 16.5 minutes into the period. So about less than 2 minutes later, they go back on the power play. And then Hansey took a penalty for closing the hand on the puck. He grabbed it and threw it out, so they gave him a closing the hand on the puck penalty, which put them 5-on-3. And then Neal hits the post during that 4-on-3. So it was 4-on-3 because Draisaitl was still in the penalty box this time. So yeah, it was super confusing. So it was 4-on-3. Neal hits the post, doesn't score. Goes to 5-on-3 for a few minutes. And then as it goes to 5-on-4, Demko, blank on his name here. I wrote it down, but I can't quite read it off my notes here. Oh, where are we at here? DeMello, my gosh. Okay, it's DeMello. It's tired. Long day. DeMello takes a penalty for cross-checking on McDavid, making it 5-on-3 again. So it was like a 5-on-4, then it was a 4-on-4, then a 4-on-3, then it was a 5-on-3, then a 5-on-4, then it went back to 5-on-3. Within the last 3 minutes of this game. It was just what is going on here? So it was a crazy end of the game. The Senators snap a 5-game losing streak, and that was this game. That was a lot. That last few minutes, I'm telling you, was just what I can't even keep up with the penalties that are happening. So anyways, the final is 5-2 for the Senators. The Senators are now 12-16-1. The Oilers are 17-10-3. Kara scores from 14:09 in the first from Draisaitl and Gagne for the scoring plays. Anisimov scores 5:15 into the second from Nemestikov and White. Then Brown scores from 5:27 into the second from Tierney and Hansey. And then Ennis scores 11:42 into the second from Brown and DeMello. DeMello. I know I wrote it up here somewhere. And then Clefbaum 17:37 into the second. He scores from Gagne and Neal. I believe that was on the power play. Declare scores 1:30 into the third from Ennis. And then Nemestikov 11:47 into the third from Tierney and Ennis, giving Ennis, I believe, a 4-point night, if I read that right. I believe that is how it has been. So 4-point night for Tyler Ennis, so good on him. And then your shots on goal, 25-26. So Edmonton had more shots by 1, but the Senators ended up winning this game with the 25 shots they put on net, also forcing Koskinen to get pulled. So yeah, that was a big win for Ottawa. They ended a 5-game losing streak, and took out a top-tier team, which does put the Coyotes in a position I don't think I've ever seen since I've been watching hockey for as long as I can remember. I don't think the Coyotes have ever been in a position where if they win tomorrow night, they could take first place in the Pacific Division, which I don't think I've ever seen them at the top of their division, which would be awesome. Last game of the night. Capitals taking on LA Kings. This one I missed a little bit of the first period because, again, I was still watching this game, which was getting a little crazy towards the end. So Carlson scores twice in the first period. It was just John Carlson had an amazing night, like normal. He needs to be the Norris Trophy winner. I'd be amazed if he's not the Norris Trophy winner at the end of the season right now, the way he's playing. And the way the Capitals are playing. And you could tell the Kings were a little bit outmatched in that first period. It was just, the Kings were definitely playing from behind most of that period. They came out in the second. The Kings started on the had a power play at the end of the first that carried over the second, which happened again in the third. So they were on the power play. The Caps killed it. The Kings got a few good chances. McDermott breaks up a breakaway chance for Leipzig. So McDermott for the Kings breaks up the play for Leipzig, who was a Capital. So he didn't get the breakaway. Again, power play for the Kings. They didn't score. I don't think anybody really scored on the power play. I wrote down all the power plays and penalties, but again, I don't think there was a lot of power plays goals in this game. Again, there wasn't a whole lot of goals, period, in this game. There was a big save from Quick to keep it close 17 minutes into the period. Kopitar and Carter had a 2-on-1 broken up by Siegenthaler, who was a Capitals defenseman. 17.5 minutes in, so Carter was trying to pass it over to Kopitar, and Siegenthaler blocked it and broke that up. So it was a chance for them, I believe, to tie it at that point, because I think it was 2-1 at that point. If I remember correct. No, it was still 2-0 at that point. So it was a big breakup for Siegenthaler. Quick stops a 2-on-1 shorthanded chance, so there was a power play for the Kings, and then they got a 2-on-1 shorthanded chance of the way for the Caps, and Quick stopped it, which is a big deal because keeping it 2-0. I didn't know that Samsonov, the goalie for the Capitals, he's the only rookie on the Capitals team right now. I didn't know that. So again, another little fun fact I found out tonight. Third period. So again, the Kings had another penalty at the end of the second that carried over to the third period. So liked it so much the first time, they did it again. The Caps killed it. The Capitals had a power play 7.5 minutes into the period. Kopitar for hooking. Quick stops Oshie on the power play. The Kings killed that power play. The Kings hit the post 14 minutes in, so again, they could have tied it at that point. I believe at that point it was 2-1. The Kings could have tied it. They didn't. They pushed hard to try and get that last one. They just couldn't get it in. The Kings pulled their goal at 18 minutes in. Brown gets a really good chance to tie it, doesn't do it, and then Tom Wilson shoots it 180 feet down the ice, getting to the empty net, pretty much ending the chances of the Kings doing anything. So your final 3-1 for the Caps. No surprise, not a surprising outcome. It was a lot closer than I thought it would be, though. We'll say that. Capitals moved to 21-4-3. The Kings are now 11-16-2. Scoring plays: Carlson 4:36 into the first period, unassisted, and then Carlson again 13:27 in the first from Oshie and Eller. Then Lizotte for the Kings at 3:20 of the third period, and then Tom Wilson unassisted at 18:41 of the third. Those are your goals. Your shots on goal are 22-23, so the Kings had one more shot than the Capitals, but the Capitals win. And those are 4 games for tonight, December 4th. Updated standings. Not much changed in the Pacific, so the Oilers still stay ahead of the Coyotes by 1 point. So the Oilers are first with 37, Coyotes are 36 in the Pacific for second. Knights are still 34 points, third in the Pacific. Central, the Blues stay at 42 points because of the loss to the Penguins. The Colorado Avalanche move to 36 points, second in the Central, dropping the Winnipeg Jets down to third with 35 points in the Central. Your wild cards, Dallas still at 33 points for your first wild card, and Vancouver still at 32 points, your second wild card for the West. Over in the East, Capitals are still tops of the NHL and the Metro Division at 47 points. The Islanders are still at 38 points for second. The Flyers are still third at 37 points. Over in the Atlantic, Boston still tops with 45 points. The Panthers are still 31 in second place, and the Sabres are still 31 points in third because of Toronto losing again. Your wild cards, Pittsburgh moves up to the second wild card with 34 points, dropping Carolina down to the second wild card with 33 points. So there you guys go. Those are your scores for the night and your updated standings after tonight's games. So again, I will be doing this on Saturday. We'll be updating all the standings and all the games on Saturday. If you guys like the video, give us a subscribe and a thumbs up. Yeah, it's a lot of fun doing these. I'm so glad I get to do these videos and just talk about hockey. Again, if you guys enjoyed, this is Zach from Say What Zach, and I will talk to you guys again soon.